mother would listen. She would nod and sometimes pat Lottie's knee, but all the time she kept her eyes fixed to the road just beyond their driver's head. "Mummy," Lottie would say with a martyred sigh, in a useless attempt to wrest her mother's attention from Marylebone High Street to herself. Mummy didn't have to look at the High Street after all. It's not as if she was driving the car. "I'm talking to you. What are you looking for?" "Trouble, Charlotte. I'm looking for trouble. You'd be wise to do the same." Trouble had come, it seemed. But a government safe-house? What was that exactly? Was it a place to hide if someone dropped a bomb? "Are we going to the safe-house?" Lottie had gulped down the apple juice in a rush. It was a little peculiar, not nearly sweet enough, but she drank it down properly because she knew it was naughty to seem ungrateful to an adult. "That we are," he'd said. "We're going to the safe-house. Your mum's waiting there." Which was all that she could remember distinctly. Things had got quite blurry after that. Her eyelids had grown heavy as they drove through London, and within minutes it seemed that she hadn't been able to hold up her head. At the back of her mind she seemed to recall a kind voice saying, "That's the girl, Lottie. Have a nice kip, won't you?" And a hand gently removing her specs. At this final thought, Lottie inched her hands up to her face in the darkness, keeping them as near as possible to her body so that she wouldn't have to feel the sides of the coffin she was lying in. Her fingers touched her chin. They climbed slowly up her cheeks in a spider walk. They felt their way across the bridge of her nose. Her specs were gone. That made no difference in the darkness, of course, but if the lights went on, only how were the lights to go on in a coffin? Lottie took a shallow breath, then another and another. How much air, she wondered. How much time before... And why? Why? She felt her throat getting tight and her chest getting hot. She felt her eyes burn. She thought, "Mustn't cry. Mustn't ever cry. Mustn't ever let anyone see." Except there was nothing to see, was there? There was nothing but endless black upon black, which made her throat tight, which made her chest hot, which made her eyes burn all over again. Mustn't, Lottie thought. Mustn't cry. No. No. Rodney Aronson leaned his kettle-drum bum against the window-sill in the editor's office and felt the ancient Venetian blinds scrape against the back of his safari jacket. He fished in one of the jacket's pockets for the rest of his Cadbury whole nut bar, and he unwrapped its foil with the dedication of a paleontologist scrupulously removing soil from the buried remains of prehistoric man. Across the room at the conference table, Dennis Luxford looked completely relaxed in what Rodney called the chair of authority. With a triangular grin on his elfin face, the editor was listening to the day's final report on what Fleet Street had the previous week dubbed the Rent Boy Rumba. The report was being given with considerable animation by the best investigative reporter on staff at the source. Mitchell Corsica was 23 years old, a young man rather idiotically given to cowboy attire, with the instincts of a bloodhound and the tremulous sensitivity of a barracuda. He was just what they needed in the current rich climate of parliamentary peccadilloes, public outrage, and sexual shenanigans. "According to this afternoon's statement," Corsica was saying, "our esteemed MP from East Norfolk declared that his constituency is solidly behind him. He's innocent until proven, and all the et ceteras. The loyal party chairman asserts the entire brouhaha is the fault of the gutter press, who he claims are attempting yet again to undermine the government." Corsica flipped through his notes in an apparent search for the appropriate quote. Finding it, he shoved his treasured Stetson back on his head, struck a heroic pose, and recited, "It's no secret that the media are set on a path to bring down the government. This rent boy business is merely another attempt by Fleet Street to determine the direction of parliamentary debate. But if the media wish to destroy the government, the media shall find more than one worthy opponent waiting to do battle from Downing Street to Whitehall to the Palace of Westminster." Corsica flipped the notebook closed and shoved it into the back pocket of his well-worn jeans. Lofty sentiment, that, wouldn't you say? Luxford tilted his chair back and folded his hands across his exceedingly flat stomach. 46 years old, with the body of a teenager and a full head of dust.